Emma and Mark were dog-tired as they stepped inside their home after another long day at work. But instead of sinking into the familiar mess of their lived-in dwelling, they were greeted by an immaculate living room and the mouth-watering aroma of dinner wafting from the kitchen. Plates of steaming food, carefully laid out, awaited them at the dining table. The sight was both startling and comforting. Emma guessed it was her sister, always full of thoughtful surprises. Mark shrugged and took his seat. They ate in relative silence, their unease mounting with each bite. The next morning, Emma's curiosity got the better of her, and she called around to thank her sister. But her sister knew nothing of the visit. Likewise, their closest friends and family members denied any knowledge of the mysterious feast. Puzzled but far from deterred, Emma and Mark decided to play detective. They planned to return home early one day, setting aside their usual routines to catch the mysterious benefactor in the act. That day arrived with a tense anticipation that clung to their every step. They arrived at their doorstep an hour earlier than usual, hearts pounding in sync with the echo of the key turning in the lock. The house was serenely silent, the air prickling with the promise of answers. As they creeped into the living room, their eyes fell upon a sight that froze them in place. There, in the kitchen, moving with an eerie grace, was the doll, a recent addition to Emma's collection. Its delicate fingers handled the utensils with practiced ease, blades gleaming menacingly in the dim light. For a moment, they were too stunned to react. When the doll, sensing their presence, turned its head with a slow, deliberate motion, its glassy eyes locked onto theirs. The corners of its painted lips curled upward in a sinister smile. Before they could flee or scream, the doll leapt at them, moving with supernatural speed. It was no longer a benign figurine but a force of malevolent wrath. Knives flashed in the air, and their screams were lost in the frenzy of violence that ensued. The doll's unrelenting attack left no room for escape. The last thing Emma saw was the glimmer of flames as the doll set the house ablaze, the heat licking at their ruined forms. Smoke billowed into the twilight sky, drawing the attention of concerned neighbors. Desperation and urgency propelled them to break down the door, but they were too late. The house was an inferno, and amidst the carnage lay Emma and Mark, their lifeless bodies surrounded by a pool of blood. The doll was beside them, its malevolent smile unaltered by the fire, a twisted sentinel to the horror it had wrought. The neighbors could only watch in horror and disbelief, their whispers haunted by the doll's frozen grin, a macabre reminder of the twisted reality that had unfolded within those walls.